add another voice to this conversation, viewers. We're now joined by Mr. Gideon Levy, who is a journalist and author, and he's joining us now from Tel Aviv. Gideon, as we appreciate you taking your time out to join us here in the scope to discuss this issue. Gideon, what do you make of Netanyahu's recent statements about Arabs? This is obviously not necessarily new coming from him, especially considering the last elections as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, Netanyahu is a racist politician, but the problem is that the atmosphere in Israel is so racist, and he knows to use it for his own campaign. And I'm much more troubled by the values of the Israeli society rather than the expressions of the Prime Minister, because by the end of the day, if racism wouldn't have been so politically correct, if hating the Arabs wouldn't have been so popular, he couldn't make his declarations. So the problem is much deeper than Netanyahu, yes or no. The problem is that the Israeli Jewish society, mainly in the recent years, became Arab-hating, became racist, nationalist, in terms that they've never been before.
Gideon, I wonder what you make of what's been spoken about the divide between Israel, I should say, and American Jews, for example. We've had American Jewish organizations who are traditionally very pro-Israel criticize now Netanyahu on his recent statement. Is that gap growing, do you think?
I think public opinion in the United States is going through a shift. We are just at the beginning, and hopefully this shift will get deeper, because by the end of the day, I'm afraid that the key to a change in the Middle East is still in the United States more than in the region. Now, the Jewish community is part of the public opinion in the States, and they turn very gradually, very slowly, from a blind automatic support in Israel's occupation to a more critical voice. But let's not exaggerate, because we are just in the beginning of this process. And you know, the Israeli propaganda is extremely efficient. And also, I must say, the American Jewish community, and mainly the establishment, is still very, very deeply pro-Zionist. And therefore, we shouldn't have any illusions. By the end of the day, in a moment of crisis, they will always support Israel. But maybe we are facing a beginning of a shift.